Initiating the conversation. Welcomes to the Marketing Soul as our community mentor. So, how is the feel? What are your take on it?
Oh, it's awesome. I love talking about marketing, branding, communications, and I think there's a lot of knowledge online, and there's also too much knowledge online. So, I mean, my preferred method of learning is to learn through videos like these, podcasts, audiobooks. So, I'm glad we're doing this together.
Great. Thank you so much, Vanchika. So, initiating the discussion with the first concept in the branding is the storytelling. So, what it is storytelling, and is it important for the branding?
Yeah, so storytelling is basically a concept where you take facts, you put them into a sort of linear, sequence, and you kind of bring in emotions and turn facts into something more. So that is like the basics of storytelling, and storytelling is something that's so important specifically for branding and marketing in today's day and age. I think that there is no brand that doesn't do it well or has manage to create a brand without doing it. I think it's super important. And yeah, I mean, I think you can't do marketing and branding without it, because it's like humans don't like to be talked at, they like to be talked to. And that's, I think, the biggest shift that storytelling brings in. And when you do it properly, there are massive, like you said, bottom line results that come out of it. And the reason it comes out is very simple. It's again because of emotion, and emotion takes up a space in your mind, which helps you recall that brand or that story or that video that was created and shown to you. So I think it's an absolute mandate. Every marketer should definitely focus on learning this skill and getting better at it.
That's right. Emotions plays a very critical role, no, while deciding or influencing our thoughts or a purchase. I do agree, absolutely.
Right.
So, why storytelling is an art? No, what are the type of storytellings we can use in blogs or any mode of a communication?
So, I mean, there are so many different kinds of strategic narratives. So, if you just look it up on Google, there are many types of storylines. So, for example, there's the Cinderella story, which is, something, you start poor, something magical happens, and then, there's a high point, and then it goes back to a low point. So, that is like the typical Cinderella storytelling. Then, for example, there's that Harry Potter storytelling where as the story progresses, it gets more and more and more interesting. So there are many of these kind of structures that are already there. I mean, it's nothing that I've created. So if you just look it up, I think that is the basic of what everybody should learn, in terms of at least getting used to the different story narratives and story arcs. The better you learn how to use these arcs, and you manage to put in emotions into it, the better the story will come out in the end. So there's not one straight formula for everything. Like, I can't tell you, if you do a blog, do this. Instead, I'll be like, okay, these are the 3 4 things, pick what works for your blog right now. One of the examples could be, any FMCG brand. They're doing such wonderful storytelling by turning their products into something more. So I think just keep looking around you, learn the narrative arcs, and then just see what works for that particular use case. There's no rule of thumb within that.
That's right. Vanshika is recommending to have your eyes open to surf around what actually can actually work for your brand. So absolutely. So what rules, or as you said, there are no rules, but still I would like to have an understanding. Or no, what are the ingredients for a great storytelling? Some top five that you use or you would like to recommend.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, keep your audience in mind. That's the basis of every story, right? If you don't know your audience, you don't know what they will react to, what they like, what will get them an emotion. So understand your audience very well. Second is know the channel that you're producing the story on. YouTube videos react differently than Instagram reels. Blog articles will act differently than, say, WhatsApp forwards. So you can tell a story on any platform. So as a marketer, platform is very, very important. And the third thing is, I think as a storyteller and somebody who's been doing this now for a lot of years, I think length matters a lot. Like nobody's going to go to Instagram to watch a 50-minute video, but will someone do that on YouTube? Absolutely. So, length is super important because you can convey your message in a very, very short time. You can also convey the same message in a long time. So I think be aware of, what length you're picking. I mean, there's again no right or wrong with that. And then the last one I would say to tell a good story is have a good hold of grammar, vocabulary, words, usage, because a lot of times, stories are basically words put together in a nice way, right? Like I think like Shakespeare was, for example, genius. Like he told us stories in a way that got us engaged, and the language he uses. If you read Shakespeare today, it's totally like it looked like gibberish, but if you actually spend time to read it, it is actually beautiful stories. So learn the grasp of the language, learn how to maybe twist words, learn how to put in your personal touch, because I mean, you can talk plain English, obviously, but that everybody can do. But if you turn it around a little bit, twist something here and there, it will grab a lot of attention. And to be honest, like attention spans are dwindling, but at the same time, audiences know where they're going to get valuable information. So if you build trust, then attention span can come secondary. But if you're a completely new brand, getting into the market, then I think attention span is your biggest enemy. But also, if you manage to get it, then nothing like it.
Right. So basically be true to yourself, what actually you want to communicate. That's
Yeah,
right.
totally. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So when we are talking about the ideas here, storytelling works on ideas. So how we what is any process? Of course, it may not be, but some your thoughts around how to be creative enough in the ideas regarding branding.
Yeah, I think mind mapping is a great tool for storytelling and branding because, I think as storytellers and as, as I work in brand, I have to research a lot. And when I'm researching, I get a lot of ideas. So mind map helps me bring method to the madness, or like at least put things in the right place so that I can understand them. And also, I mean, another thing with stories is that you can maybe find hidden insights on mind maps, which you might not have seen earlier because of your data being all over the place. So, for example, like just writing notes on a piece of paper, but when you put it into a mind map and correlate bigger topics to subtopics, that's really where the magic happens, and you can really create something beautiful. So simple technique, very easy to do. I mean, you don't even need your laptop. You can just draw it out on a piece of paper, and it'll really, really help you clarify either branding or your storytelling.
I think this is interesting. Can you share more about this mind mapping? Some example or something. One line
Yeah,
around it.
so for example, recently I was researching for a client that is in EdTech, and we were building up the positioning statement, the story, what does the brand stand for. So I basically like drew up like, okay, so the company is in the middle, then, these are the 2, 3 factors that matter to them. For one, for example, like the classroom experience. Then the second was like the teachers. The third was student engagement and communication. And then based on that, I drew up other insights. So for example, so now we have this like one line, right? So within the fact that, say, your teachers are great, why are your teachers great? And then come up with more reasons. And then I also like read research papers. So for example, I was reading about how teachers actually play a really large role in the teaching process. Like if the teacher itself is disengaged, like the student won't learn. I was reading papers on how do teachers become better teachers. and why do those things matter to the attention of the student while they're in the class. So then I just wrote up like bullet points against all of them, and then I had this like huge diagram which was like a circle and then like squares to like talk about the main topics, and like there were more like hands coming out of each topic. And yeah, when I presented it or showed it to my client, they were like, oh my god, this is really interesting, because all the insights are kind of come together when you do it on a mind map. So it's very simple, nothing too complicated.
Oh, I think you have made it simple the way you have, explained it to us, and I'm sure this is going to help a lot of
Yeah,
branding experts to manage this aspect of, bringing creativity and all.
yeah.